Alright guys, this week instead of a 14er I decided to do a little bit of a test of physical endurance. I realized that I don't have a lot of time and I don't necessarily like to camp in the wilderness in the middle of nowhere, backpacking somewhere by myself. So if I could do some of these peaks on, in a single day push, I would rather do that. I'd rather kick my butt and go 20 miles. So today we're going to test out our physical endurance. It's a little foggy this morning, but we've got today in the Mummy Range in Rocky Mountain National Park. I plan to go up Hagues Peak, which is a rank 13er in Rocky Mountain National Park, one of probably 5 or 6 13ers I have left in Rocky Mountain National Park at least. And then we'll go up there and we'll see what we're feeling like. If we just go to Hagues Peak, it's gonna be about 19-20 miles and 5,500 vertical feet. So yeah, pretty brutal physical test. If we're feeling okay, we may get Fairchild too, which just sits on the other side of the saddle up there. We have also another option. We can go across the saddle to Mummy Mountain, which I've done previously as well. So we'll see what we feel like when we get up there. Just right before 6 o'clock again. We'll keep you posted at each little stop, just like usual. But hopefully these clouds clear up and we get some good views today. All right, first stop of the day. We made it to Lawn Lake. So Lawn Lake sits here in this little basin here that goes up to some of these prominent peaks in the Mummy Range. So today we're going up to Hagues Peak, which is that one there. So you can see, here's the trail. It goes back through these trees a little bit, and then it's gonna follow all the way up there to the saddle. From the trailhead, it's like probably 8.5 miles up to the saddle, so not very close. And then if you climb up that way, that goes to Fairchild. You can't see the summit of Fairchild, but it's right over there. So we'll go up that way towards Hagues. We have the option to go to Fairchild. We also have the option to traverse the saddle over here and the ridge over to Mummy Mountain, which sits behind this steep cliff face there. So we can kind of just decide what we want to do today depending on how we feel. But like I said, it's going to be we're going to be pushing the cardiovascular endurance a little bit with this one, kind of pushing the physical limits. So far, it's been about 6.4 miles up to this point, 2,500 feet over a pretty easy trail. So we're blazing at like a 21-minute mile pace, which is fast, which is really fast. Hopefully it'll slow down probably up here once it starts getting a little steeper, but it's clearing up super nice. Hopefully we'll have a good day without storms. All right, working our way up. I just wanted to take a pause here to show you Crystal Lakes, which is right there. Crystal Lakes is about a 15-mile hike from the Lawn Lake trailhead. Really pretty. I've actually never been down to those lakes, but I've been right here at this point in the wintertime before. It was pretty cold and pretty awful, so I went back down. But up there is Fairchild, like I was pointing out earlier. The fog and clouds are kind of coming back a little bit. There's Hagues Peak. And if we pan around, that's the ridge over to Mummy Mountain if we want to do that. And Mummy is right there. You can see it peeking through the top of the clouds right there. I've done Mummy before too, 2 or 3 summers ago now, from the other side. If we do Mummy, we'll go back down the other side, back to the Lawn Lake trailhead. And then that's Lawn Lake. That's where we just came from. We're working our way up. The first video we took was on the other side, right about over there. And that's our way back too. Really calm, really still, really pretty out here, but I'm hoping these clouds go away. All right, we made it up to the saddle between Fairchild Mountain and Hagues Peak, which is right there. So from here, we're gonna follow this ridge all the way up, through there to the top. And then if we're feeling pretty good, we may go down up to Mummy and then back down the other side to Lawn Lake, which is right there. Clouds cleared off again. A little windy up here, but not too bad. Pretty marshy through there. I got my feet soaking wet, so that's why you bring an extra pair of socks. I'm also, my clumsy side came out and I fell over into a bunch of rocks, so I gashed up my finger too. That's why you bring a first aid kit. Probably clean this up here and then head to the top. All right, working our way up to Hagues. About 8.7 miles, 4,200 feet up. This is what the rock looks like up to the top, so we'll kind of start a little more strenuous scramble to the top. There's a few class 3 moves in there from what my research has told me, but it doesn't sound like anything too crazy. I also want you to appreciate, if you can hear me, you can see the burn scar for the Cameron Peak fire right here. So it burned this like entire area up here past this ridge, and it came back through this little valley here, and you can see all those burnt trees on this side too, and it goes all the way back there. I posted a few of those photos from last fall and summer towards the end of September or so. That was brutal, but this is where it was. It almost jumped the saddle here back down to Lawn Lake. And that's what happened on the north side of the park. It jumped over the Continental Divide and started burning on the other side. Here's some real good scrambling to the top. We're almost there. We're almost there. But definitely some hand and footholds needed up through here. Loose rock up here too. I just gashed my shin on one that fell over, or fell from under me. It's dangerous out here, man. All right, made it to the top of Hagues Peak finally. A little dicey scramble to get up here. Some loose rock. Made sure to take my time. So to get up here, we're at like 9.2 miles and 5,000 feet. I think my plan is from here down there is Lawn Lake, so we came up all the way this way over to the saddle, which you can't see. But my plan is follow around here, and then when we get about right there, the saddle, either go up to Mummy and back down the other side, or just come down here. There's a route down here around these bushes, and then back to the trail to Lawn Lake. That's the plan. There is a summit register up here. I don't know how many people signed this, but I'm going to. Fairchild Mountain over there. Longs Peak is over there. Pagoda's right next to it. And then, oh boy, can't see, it's too hazy. I think there's some wildfire activity. But McHenry's Peak is right over there. That's where we were last weekend. Then over here, looking towards the west and the north, you can see the burn scar for the Cameron Peak fire. But it is a little hazy. They even got a little radio tower up here. All right, working our way down the saddle here, or down the ridge here to the saddle. Hagues Peak's right there in the corner. We're traversing down this way. Roe Glacier and the Tarn there. Roe Peak, I believe, which is a unranked 13er, and then Roe Mountain, which is also an unranked 13er. I'll get those at some point over there. But we'll keep following this ridge to there, and then see. We may go down there. We may go up to that Mummy Mountain there. What a glorious looking ridge. All right, went up all the way up the ridge to Mummy Mountain, 13,400 some odd feet. So far, about 10, what was it? No, we were over 11 miles. Well, over 11 miles in, and 5,500 feet. You can see the Roaring Creek, which we followed all the way up to Lawn Lake, and my first video was right there. And then we traversed up here past, there's Crystal's Lake, up past Crystal's Lake, up to there, and then Fairchild, and then we went up Hagues Peak there, and then followed that ridge down, and then back up. It's my second time up here. I don't think I'm gonna wait too long. I don't necessarily like what this little cloud group over here is doing. So the faster I can get off this summit, the better. Let's see, it's 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock, so give it another hour and a half, or another hour for me to get down to tree line. Then we should be good, but I'm gonna head down. Awesome views out here. Okay, taking a little rest. I ended up taking a wrong turn and started going more north than south than I needed to, so that's okay. It actually gives a good perspective of the trail. So I'm sitting here. Mummy Mountain is way up there. That's a false summit, it's past that, but this is the ridge we're following down on Mummy's east side, southeast ridge here. We're gonna follow it all the way down, past that little, if it focuses, past that little rock outcropping right there. And then we're gonna hook right down through the trees there, back to the Lawn Lake trailhead, which follows the Roaring Creek through here. So sitting here about 13,000 feet, taking a small break, getting some food, some water, redressing my wounds because I can't be trusted. But yeah, we're sitting about 11.75 miles since the start of the trailhead. Feeling pretty good still, honestly. So yeah, we'll keep making our way down and hopefully get back pretty soon. Making our way down the ridge. So you can kind of see our whole trail here. There's Lawn Lake down there. So I shot my first video right there. We followed that kind of through the trees there. It kind of zigzagged up this way, and you can see down there, I don't know if you can see it in the video. Let me pause for the wind. It's not gonna stop. You can see in the video, if you can, the trail that kind of zigzags up and then comes over here. And then I went up there and crossed over to the saddle there, and then up Hagues Peak, back around, and that little mountain poking out right there is Mummy Mountain up there. So that's where we came from. You can see Crystal Lakes, Lawn Lake, like I said. Got too much further to go. All right, made it below tree line. We just came down from Mummy Mountain way up there and followed this slope all the way over to that rock, and then kind of bushwhacked through the trees. This is a route I took a couple years ago, so I'm familiar. This will probably be the last video until the end, but just to give you the last view of the basin here and the route. We're about 13 miles and 5,500 vertical feet in. So still about probably 6 miles or so to the trailhead, so it's going to be a long haul back, but it's over easy terrain, so that's okay. You can see Lawn Lake there. Our route took us through the trees, and then we climbed up to the saddle there, to Hagues, down that ridge up to Mummy, and then made the loop around. The clouds kind of held off. I thought they were going to build up, but they held off. Absolutely gorgeous day out here. All right, we're less than a mile from the trailhead. We're gonna get pretty darn close to 19 miles today and 5,500 feet. That's exactly what I wanted to do today, kind of test how far I could go. I feel like I still got 2, 3, 4 miles in the tank and another 1,000 feet at least. So I feel in much better shape than I did this time last summer. I think last summer I had a little heart issue that was going on. I think that affected it significantly. But my goal next week would be to do 17, 18 miles in 6,000, 6,500 feet for Blanca and Ellingwood points. So that's kind of the goal maybe for next week. Disappointed I couldn't get to 6,000. I was looking for 6,000, but that's okay. 5,500 will be all right. I feel like I could get there if I had to. So another great day out here. The weather actually held up today. It's been storming every single day for the past few weeks. So it's beautiful out here. Nice cool breeze. Sitting here by the creek. We'll see you next week.